So we've come from that direction, where the pointy thing is, and like I said, we're walking along the
What's the pointy thing?
walking along the front. It's a nice harbour.
They've spot on that guard saying somebody hadn't paid.
Yeah, well, that's his job, isn't it?
Yeah. He's not looked at us, maybe we were supposed to go back out the entrance.
Yeah, in the museum there was people trying to sneak in without paying round the back because there was quite a queue as we left.
Oh.
And there was a guard there
We must have gone
turning
wrong somewhere.
people turning people away.
Yeah.
So nice catamaran there. Look, let's have a look at that. Yeah. Of course, we're down on the Mediterranean now. It's not like the Irish Sea. And certainly not like the Bay of Biscay. Again, surrounded by mountains.
These must be party boats. Look.
Again, plenty of catamarans. Look, another one here. And loads of yachts. Probably all nationalities as well. It's got quite warm now, the clouds have cleared away a little bit after that spot of rain we had earlier on. Launch on the back of that one. I wouldn't think it's cheap to keep a boat here. Well, we walked a bit further and good lord, what's happening to this? I'll try that. That's that working. Put the wide angle lens on to see what it's like, but it's just pointing at the sky at the moment. So. We've walked down to the end of the street past the museum and we've come down eventually across to the harbour. Lovely here. The sun's just come out as well. Quite a bit of a fun fair down here along the seafront, of course, and of course mountains. The mountains meet the sea, of course, along here. Pirate ship, plenty for kids to do along the harbour here. All sorts of Christmas shops and things. Christmas market stalls, I think they are, obviously. So, yeah, we'll have a walk along the harbour a bit later on.
Es parte de la Universidad Politécnica de Cartagena, al desarrollo de de títulos de la empresa.
Cartagena became a noted military.
Well, as you can hear in the background, we've found ourselves on a boat trip around the Bay of Cartagena.
Like the one facing us, the old quarter of prisoners and slaves, known as the prison of Cartagena. In the 19th century, it became the headquarters of seamanship training, the usual destination for the completion of compulsory military
I've just let her waffle on in English a little bit, just to tell you a little bit of the history of Cartagena. Obviously on about the military side. Quite a strategic port on the Med, Cartagena, in ancient times of course. And as you can see there, lots of military ships in the bay there. We're heading out of the bay.
Of the 18th century, where they built and repaired large warships, decked with huge sails and armed with numerous guns. Today, it is the submarine base of the Spanish Armada.
Submarine there. As you've probably just heard, it's a submarine base for the Spanish fleet, of course. And it was a big, and I don't know whether it still is, a shipbuilding. It looks like it still is. Well, a shipbuilding done here.
Following the coastline, we find other important buildings that comprise the Carronero. These facilities are the installations of Navantia, a company that specialises in the repair and construction of large vessels, from frigates and military submarines to luxury yachts.
Sobre el Carronero se levanta el monte de Galeras, nombre que hace referencia a la zona en la que reposaban las antiguas galeras, grandes buques de madera propulsados a remo por los penados. Estos barcos vigilaban el paso al Mediterráneo por el estrecho de Gibraltar. El puerto de Cartagena era tan seguro que en el siglo XVII se nombró sede de galeras reales.
Above the Carronero rises the Mount of the Galleys, a name that refers to the area where the ancient galleys lay, large wooden ships propelled by the convicts with oars. These ships guarded the way to the Mediterranean via the Gibraltar Strait. The port of Cartagena was so secure that in the 17th century it was named headquarters of the Royal Galleys.
That's, you know, the Russian Army is having a new one there.
Yeah. Totally.
En la cima del monte se encuentra el castillo de Galeras.
Obviously a ship in mid-construction there.
En el siglo XVIII es la construcción defensiva más importante
Should have come
de
here
la
to get the
pues desde aquí se
maximum
divisa el interior de la ciudad, el puerto,
Yeah.
el arsenal y buena parte de la costa exterior.
On top of the mountain is the castle of the Galleys. This castle was built in the 18th century and is the most important defensive structure in the square. For from there you can see the inner city, the port, the arsenal and much of the outer coast.
Es un castillo que apenas se ve, ya que sus muros
Keeps pointing up the sky, this, I don't know why.
planos de los cañones enemigos. En él se proclamó la revolución cantonal de Cartagena
And it's
y se
got
rebeló contra la Primera República
a
Española.
symbol on there for some reason.
It is scarcely seen because its walls are very low, offering less target area for the enemy guns. In it was proclaimed the counter-revolution of Cartagena that rebelled against the First Spanish Republic.
Tras sobrepasar el Carronero,
As you've probably just heard, I'm having trouble with the lens. It keeps, I don't know if you can see it, it's pointed up to the sky, but we'll edit some bits later on. It's just going waffy today. I don't know.
era un lugar idóneo para esta labor, ya que ofrecía una buena protección natural contra el azote de los vientos. Ahora dispone de un puerto de embarcaciones menores, pero hasta hace poco yacían varados fragmentos de navíos militares. El académico Arturo Pérez Reverte lo denomina el cementerio de los barcos sin nombre.
After passing the Carronero, we move into the small bay of El Espalmador, where formerly the undersides of wooden vessels were cleaned and checked, and from which it gets its name. It was an ideal place for this work because it offered a good natural protection against the scourge of the winds. Now it is a small craft harbour, but until recently was littered with stranded fragments of military vessels. Professor Arturo Pérez Reverte called it the graveyard of ships with no name.
Enfrente podemos observar los enormes arcos al pie del monte. Son el inicio de unos túneles excavados para proteger submarinos. Fue un proyecto muy ambicioso, pero las obras quedaron inconclusas. Nunca llegaron a inundar los túneles. Por eso, su uso fue completamente distinto. Se utiliza como almacén de la Armada. Sobre estos túneles se localiza el complejo defensivo Fajardo, construido entre los siglos XIX y XX. Es bastante difícil localizarlo, pues fue construido para poder ver sin ser vistos.
In front, we see some huge arcs at the foot of the mountain, which are the beginnings of tunnels that protect submarines. It was a very ambitious project, but the work remained unfinished, and the tunnels never progressed to be flooded, so it was used in an entirely different way as a storehouse for the Navy. Above these tunnels is located the Fajardo Defense Complex, built between the 19th and 20th centuries. It is quite difficult to locate because it was built to be able to see without being seen.
Ya podemos divisar el fuerte de Navidad.
Now we can see Christmas Fort.
Esta batería de costa fue construida en el siglo XIX y contenía un total de 17 cañones. Está situada en la bocana de la bahía, un lugar dominante y estratégico dentro del sistema defensivo de la ciudad. Por el nivel del mar en el que está situada, tenía la función de vigilar y flanquear con facilidad la entrada y salida de cualquier embarcación.
This coastal battery was built in the 19th century and contained a total of 17 guns. It is situated at the mouth of the bay, a dominant and strategic point in the defense system of the city. At sea level, where it is located, it had to be able to easily monitor and flank the entry and exit of any and every boat.
Sobre el puente se levantan los restos de la Torre de Navidad, una construcción vigía del siglo XVI.
Above the fort stand the remains of the Christmas Tower, a 16th century watchtower.
Con la visita a esta magnífica construcción podemos viajar a tiempos de conquistas y aprender cómo se ha defendido Cartagena a lo largo de la historia.
Ya hemos dejado atrás la bocana del puerto. Salimos pues a disfrutar del mar abierto. A este, es decir, a la derecha, podemos observar la cueva de los aviones, que recibe este nombre en honor a los ángeles majarillos que animan en ella.
Now we have left behind the harbour entrance. We're heading out to enjoy the open sea. To the starboard, that is to the right, we can see the aircraft cave, which is named in honour of the little agile birds that nest in it.
Sobre un saliente rocoso de este cerro se construyó la batería de San Juan de la Coladera. Apreciamos el impresionante muro de contención que la sostiene. Esta batería tuvo en su día caídas, que fueron traídos desde Alemania. Sobre la batería se encuentra el muro de la Coladera, construido a mediados del siglo XIX. La luz de esta fábrica se apagó en 1890 al entrar en servicio el pan de Navidad.
Built on a rocky ledge on this hill was the battery of San Juan de la Coladera. We can appreciate the impressive retaining wall that supports it. This battery once had guns that were brought from Germany. Above the battery, we find the lighthouse of the Coladera, built in the mid-19th century. The light from this lighthouse was short-lived. It went
Well, welcome back to the channel. It's about 3:20. We're heading our way back up the street again after a good day in Cartagena. We're just going to do some shopping on the way home. So we've obviously been on the boat trip, which you'll have seen, or you will see. It's just that the museum closed at 2 o'clock and we got there at 5 to 2. The Maritime Museum, which was a shame. And then we went and had some dinner and making our way back towards the taxi now. Shall we try the old spinny round trick? See if it'll work?
Yeah, go on.
1, 2, 3. Yes, you doubters. It's the shops are starting to close now. It's getting quite empty. It is Saturday afternoon. Everything seems to shut down a little bit earlier. So, but we quite enjoyed our day in Cartagena. Well worth coming, especially if you stop at Los Olivos and get a taxi in. You don't pay them till they go back. They're very trusting, but nice taxi driver. And you get the same guy taking you back, so you know where you are, picking you up in the same place. There's a spa just up the end here, so we're going to just do a little bit of shopping before we head back up to the camp. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you again soon. Bye.